Delights. Today we're going to do dip powder and how to build an apex using the apex method. So the first step is to use the dip liquid and paint it down the middle of your nail, then dip it and into the dip, tap, and then move on to the next nail like you see there. Do that for all the nails the first time through. And you go ahead and do that for a second time. Just take the dip liquid, paint it down the middle, make sure it's in the middle of your nail, and then dip it into the powder. And then just continue to do that one more time through all the nails. The next step is to do the dip liquid on 3/4 of your nail. Not quite all the way to the cuticle, but almost to the cuticle, and then dip into the dip powder. One thing I want to mention is that in between, once I get done with my pinky and in between the step I just finished and the next step, I brush the powder off all the nails. I don't do it after I do each nail because sometimes the dip liquids haven't dried, and I don't know about you, but I've made the mistake of brushing it off too early and just making a mess that I have to fix. And so to prevent that from happening, I just wait until I get done with the same hand. Here you see me using a marbling tool to make sure that there's no powder in between my cuticles and the nail bed. This is to prevent lifting. You want to give just a little line before the cuticle. You never want to go all the way to the cuticle or the sidewalls. So I just do this to make sure that my sidewalls or my cuticles aren't flooded before we activate or before the base dries. So the next step is to go almost all the way to the cuticle, and almost all the way to the sidewalls. This is like your final layer that you're going to do, and dip it into the dip powder. You can do as many coats of this as you like until you get to the opacity of the pigment that you prefer. So the next step in the dipping process is you have to activate the dip powder that you just dipped. That's step number 2. It's usually labeled on all of the dip liquids. I do 2 coats of this. I want to make sure that it penetrates through all of the dip powder that I use to dip and cures fully. Once it's dry, you'll know it's dry because it turns very hard, and you can check it. I usually check it by clicking a file on the nail to make sure that it's good to go before I start filing. When I get finished with this, I'll file and top coat and come back for the final results. Here are the final results. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. Until next time, love ya, bye.